If I traded it all, if I gave
Welcome
it
back. I got another newbie with me right now. We've had a lot of newbies today. It's been really fun. I have with me Caryn Kommers. She's a broker associate. And welcome to the show. You have to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us, follow us, and I'm going to be sharing the show right afterwards. You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You have a story, so listen up, everybody, and welcome to the show.
Hi, I am a full-time real estate agent in the residential sphere. I've been doing it over 24 years now. One of the fun things I think that people appreciate about Bold Realty is it is me and my business partner. Between us, we have over 40 years of real estate experience. We don't have new buyers agents. We don't have listing specialists. Our clients get either me or Stacy. They get all of our knowledge, all of our expertise, the teaching experience we had from years ago when we were at another big brand brokerage, and you get us. There's no newbies.
And you said, though, that when they work with you, there's certain things that you don't have that people love, and which is what? But you just said it on before you came on.
There are certain things that people love that they get us all of the time, and they don't have a new buyer's agent or someone who's brand new out of school. They don't have a new listing specialist who's not been doing it for a long time. They get us. Always me, always Stacy.
Okay, so let me ask you a couple questions before we go into these, okay, that are off the cuff. So do you work valley-wide?
I do.
Okay, and when you work with somebody, do you do free consultations?
I do.
Okay, and this that you gave me today, which I'm going to show everybody on Facebook, which I'm not sure if anybody will see the video right there, but can you tell me what you said to me that you usually work with referrals, mostly, and you love them, and this is something that you gave to me. Tell me about that.
This is a little thing that we are giving to some of our select clients here in this spring market. It's what I call a pop by. I just pop by people's office, or I pop by their home. If they're home, I get a chance to say hello, give them a hug. I don't stay more than 5 minutes, but it's a chance for me to say, I value you as our client family, and we're hoping that when you've got friends, family, coworkers, or neighbors who need a client relationship with a real estate broker, that you'll remember us. Well, you know, and this is a cute thing to help them remember.
It is the cutest strip marketing I've ever heard. It really is. It's really great. And it's a nice way for you to be in front of people, for them to remember you as well.
Correct.
Right? Okay, let's talk about the real estate market and what's going on. So what do you think that the biggest mistake people make when they are thinking about buying or selling a home?
Well, what's funny is when I'm working with sellers, I see all of the mistakes that buyers make. If your agent calls a seller's agent and says, are there any offers on the table? Then you as a buyer better not be putting an offer in that's less than the list price. I can't tell you how many times I've sat with a seller having 5 or 6 offers in front of them, and we're seeing that all the time right now. It's really more of a seller's market coming into a balanced market right now, and buyers really don't have the upper hand for the most part. And so they're finding themselves many times in a competing offer situation. Well, if you're there, don't write a low offer. If you know you're in competition, don't not be competitive.
Right.
The other thing that I'm seeing when I work with buyers is I see the mistakes that sellers make. They'll overprice a house, hoping that a buyer will come along and overpay. I'm telling you, when I'm showing a buyer, a particular buyer, in a specific price range, they have seen every house in that price range. They know that market better than you as a seller know it. And if your agent is telling you you're overpriced, you better be listening to them, because our buyers are going to see it. The other thing I think that we see, I personally see on my side, is sellers agents who make it difficult for me as a buyer's agent to work with them. They're not open on the weekends. I'm working tomorrow. I'm probably working half a Sunday with buyers. And if your agent as a seller isn't taking my call over the weekend, how am I going to do the best for you and for my client if nobody's available on the other end of the phone? So sometimes agents just make it complicated.
She works valley-wide. You can check her out on her website. It's boldrealtyaz.com. Her phone number, write it down. It's the weekend. And by the way, it's a beautiful weekend to go looking at homes or be buying or selling. Either way, it doesn't matter. You will work with them. And her phone number is 602-373-0115. She'll do a free consultation with you. And really, it's all about, you got to have somebody come in there and find out what your house is worth, right? And what they can do for you. And what I also like about you is you sound like you're incredibly passionate about what you do. How did you get into this?
So I got into real estate kind of by accident. I'm not sure there's anyone as a 9-year-old that when they ask them, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? Somebody says, I want to be a real estate broker. Most of us fall into this by accident. Some of us figure out it's our passion and we're really very good at it. Other people, don't stay very long. But I got out of college and was planning to go to law school and instead got a divorce and needed to go to work. And I used my undergrad degree for a short time. But in 24 hours, I had 2 people who said, have you ever thought about real estate? And I hadn't. And I'm like, well, this must be a sign that I should think about this. 3 weeks later, I had my license. At that time, I was traveling with a spouse who was in corporate America, and I ended up selling in the Portland, Vancouver area, up in the southern part of the Seattle suburbs. Then I went to Chicago, Houston, Kansas City, and ended up here in the summer of 2000, which was a hot summer when we first arrived back here. But I've been here ever since, and I knew that my success and my satisfaction was going to be built on the relationships of the clients that I would meet through my real estate world. And what's funny is many of my clients are very, very dear friends. And I think that says something about how I do business, that it's not just I have this business persona and I have a personal persona. I have it all. And in fact, I met my husband through my real estate career, which is, I always joke, real estate is a networking career, and it certainly is.
Well, I'll tell you something. We're here in Arizona, and one of the number one places for people to live is right there in Scottsdale. And we have a lot of people coming in, and I know everybody that sees where we live, they just want to live here. A lot of people do have to sell their homes, whether they're going to downsize or change. It wasn't like years ago when you bought a home, and you stayed there for 30 years. So that wasn't different. Now it's different. Now you're staying with your client more because their lives are changing faster and they're having different things happen to them. Is that correct?
That is correct. And what's really fun too is I have clients that I did business with in 2000, 2001. Now I've done business with their children. I've done business with their parents. I've done business with their cousins, with their aunts, their uncles. I have several legacy families that I know all of the members of their family. And I am just so blessed to call them friends and clients.
Now, again, her phone number to call, it's 602-373-0115. The website is boldrealtyaz.com. She works valley-wide, and of course, she'll do a free consultation with you. For right now, we have a lot of investors that listen to the station, and they might be selling homes or wanting to get out of some of them. Do you help people that are investors and all of that too?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so when someone works with you, what besides, I know that you have a ton of experience and you can hear it and your passion and everything, but how do you help them sell that house? They want to sell that house, they want to do it fast, and they want to get the most amount of money they can possibly get. What makes you different that you do that?
When a person is selling a property, the true art is in pricing. Because it used to be there were so many other marketing activities that we could do as agents, and back in the years of print and different things like that. Now, all of that really has gone away, and what we have to make sure is that the footprint that we leave in the MLS is absolutely professional and perfected, because that gets disseminated into a whole bunch of other different avenues around the whole internet world, and it gets picked up. And we have people call from all over the country asking us about listings that we have here. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Now, you could check her out on her website. It's boldrealtyaz.com. Do you got a lot of listings up there right now?
Actually, most of them are under contract.
Okay, well, that's okay. And you can check her out there. It's boldrealtyaz.com. She does free consultations. Her phone number is area code 602-373-0115. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, I want to talk further about how you can help some of the people out there. Again, you could check her out on her website. It is boldrealtyaz.com. She's valley-wide. She loves referrals, but she also loves to work with new people, too, because you know what? Everybody wants to grow their business. And what I hear from you the most is that you're passionate about what you do and helping people and staying with them on a long-term basis. Again, that phone number to call her, it's 602-373-0115. Check her out on her website. It's boldrealtyaz.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
But traded it all if I can.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Caryn Kommers, and as she is a broker associate with Bold Realty. And, you know, we were talking at the break about some of the different things that you do. And one of the things that you said that makes you different than anybody out there, that you said almost anyone, is that you do free buyers consultations. And what is that?
Well, typically what we do is we sit down at a Starbucks or some kind of a place where we can have a drink and spend an hour and a half together. I bring copies of the contract, disclosures, homeowners association addendums, all the forms that a buyer is going to see as part of the package when they're going to put in an offer. And I go over, when do they need the money? When are we going to have the inspection? What are the different loan programs available? What kind of money do you need? When do you get the keys? All of those things that no one knows until they're in the middle of it. And I feel like giving the buyer that power at the very beginning sets them on a course for success, because I'll even talk to them about the 5 different outs that you have in a contract: inspection, HOA, appraisal, title, and loan approval. You have those outs in that contract even after you're in. People don't know that. Agents aren't going out of their way to tell their client. I want my clients to be uber informed, because then they ask really great questions and they feel much better about the process. One of the comments that we get over and over is, this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And to me, that is a successful day, because I know we are taking complicated steps, making them as simple and honest and informed for people as we can. And when they come out on the other end with the house they've been dreaming of, hoping and waiting for the keys, they're thrilled.
Yeah, and it is all about, I like having that you make sure that everybody has everything up front in front of them. Because one thing everybody knows when you go to do something, especially when you're going to either buy or sell a house, something comes up all the time, and it's like you can't even believe it, and it's a nerve-wracking experience instead of something that's fun and exciting. And do you work with first-time buyers? There's a lot of time, do you work with them?
I do.
So they know nothing. And so they're already on what I call spilkas, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about, you said you have a great story that you want to tell everybody too.
Well, this is one of my husband's favorite stories, actually. About a week and a half before Christmas, our best friends called and said, hey, they wanted to see this house. I didn't even know you were looking for a house. Oh, I'm always looking for a house. So we work it out. We go over there. Turns out they love the house. They want to put an offer in on it. Well, he was thinking we had a little more room on wiggle room there. Turns out by the time we got the contract in, there was another couple that had put a contract in too, and they got beat out. Well, a couple of days later, I'm talking to her again, my friend, and saying, well, let me see what else is out there. Now that you're in the mood to buy a house, let's go see what's out there. This house is still on the market. So I thought, well, what is that? I got to call that agent. I called her up and I said, hey, what's the deal? I'm still showing that that's on the market. And she goes, well, your people said that they wanted to sell their house before they bought. This other people said that they wanted to sell their house before they bought. And these other people still haven't even put the house on the market. And I said, you're saying there's a chance? And she said, yes, they come up to the price, they can have it. And I said, oh, by the way, my people talked to the lender then, found out that they didn't have to sell their house. So I said, we can write you a full price non-contingent offer. She goes, get it over here. I called our best friends, my clients. 20 minutes later, they said, yes, let's do it. We submitted that offer, and they now live in a new house.
Well, I got to say, what I hear from you most is that you're so passionate and that you want to get the job done.
Yes.
And not only just done, but done correctly, and so that your clients they just have peace of mind right away. And they could probably tell that right away with working with you, especially when you come up with everything and you're showing them right up front what they can expect.
Yes.
Correct? So let me give out your information. She is valley-wide. She does free consultations with everyone, and she does free buyers consultations, which is different. And you said that's one of the only real estate agents that do that. Is that correct?
I have never known anyone else, and I cannot tell you how many times I have been sitting in a Starbucks or another coffee shop with a client, and a title officer, escrow officer, or a loan officer will get up, come address my client directly and say, I'm telling you, I have never seen an agent do this. You are getting great information. This is a good agent. Good luck finding your house. I love that.
The phone number to call her, it is area code 602-373-0115. The website is boldrealtyaz.com, and she's valley-wide. And this weekend's a great weekend for people to go and looking out. People are always looking for new homes, right? And also you say that the best thing to do when you're going to sell your home is get the right price right up front. Is that correct?
It makes a huge difference.
So how, when you do that, you come in and you evaluate it? How does it work?
The best way to do it is I come into a home, take a look at how it smells, how it looks, how it's situated in the neighborhood, because those are all the kinds of things that a buyer is going to look at. Then I go back to my home office. I crunch the numbers, find out what other homes in the area like that home with those upgrades have sold for, or without the upgrades have sold for. Have a great example about January-ish. I got a client referral. One of my favorite referrers sent me his best friend, and when I went into them, they said, you know, what would we get if we sold the house as is, and what if we fixed it up? Well, in the end, they decided, because they were going to get more money to fix it up, that they were going to do that. They asked for me for referrals. I have a very deep database of tile guys, contractors, painters, all of that stuff, and they have this beautiful, darling house. We sold it with multiple offers in 3 days. I just got word this morning that we hit appraisal, which is wonderful, and they are thrilled to have made more money, and she loved the process of remodeling an entire house and making it beautiful, and every time she walks in there, she goes, this is a beautiful house, and I'm really glad the new buyer's getting something wonderful.
Again, that phone number to call her at 602-373-0115. The website is boldrealtyaz.com. She's valley-wide. She does free consultations for everyone, but where she does really stand out with is with her free buyer's consultations, and she's one of the only that she thinks of that does that. So let's talk about what's going on right now and the time that for buying a house. Is this a good time?
It is a good time. Actually, a lot of people who suffered through the downfall and the downturn and the Great Recession of our century, they have equity now. Interest rates are great. I was speaking with one of my favorite loan officers earlier today, and he said that, for the most part, he's quoting in the the low threes to the mid threes for conventional. FHA and VA are even right at about 4. So, did I say 3 or 4? In the mid fours, like 4.3, 4.5 is what he's quoting right now, whereas a FHA or a VA, he's quoting right around 4. So, I mean, really,
right?
Come on, that's great.
What about availability, though?
Yes, this is the time of year where in our market we have the greatest availability, but also the greatest demand. We kind of have a year after year slope of our market activity that looks kind of like a ski slope, and it starts at the best possible height right here at this time of year, and I call it the crazy market of spring. It's wonderful, and I think as long as we all keep our heads together and I set the right expectation for a client and say, you're probably going to be in a competing offer situation at some point, and there's ways that we can get your offer to float to the top. And
I remember when I first moved here and I put in a bid to a house that we were looking at, and I mean, and we thought it was nicely close to what they were looking for, and it was gone. The house was, they were saying no more, and I think they find that a lot now. Because if you're not right in on it, right on, and at the what you said was I don't remember if it was a nicely priced offer, you're going to lose it.
Yeah, if it's a perfectly priced house that is perfectly presented, that sweet thing is going to be gone.
Right.
You can't find it in the MLS or wherever you find it today and tell me we'll go see it on Wednesday, because it's probably gone by tomorrow night. When the movies start in the evening.
How about some of the people that live out of town that also want to buy homes through you? Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, what I've done for out-of-town buyers is we have in-depth conversations about what they're looking for. I send them listings. They point a few out that they think look like what it might be, and then I have a trusty FaceTime that I go FaceTime them in the house. They ask me things like, what does it smell like? What's around? Do you hear any noise from the major street? And I could be their ears on the ground. Some people feel comfortable with that. Other people really want to get on a plane and come out and...
Right. Everybody's different, but everybody wants a real estate agent that they can trust and that they know that they're going to get the job done, not only done right, but being that they're going to want to come back and refer people to you. Is that what it's all about?
Absolutely.
It's all what it's all about. Again, her phone number to call is 602-373-0115. You can check her out on her website. It's boldrealtyaz.com. She's valley-wide. She does do free consultations, but she does these ones that are different than anybody else, which is a free buyer's consultation. You know what? We live here in Arizona, and Scottsdale is one of the number one places that people want to live. Again, check her out on her website. You can check her out at boldrealtyaz.com or call her at 602-373-0115. Hold on tight. We're going to be back in just a minute.